Hi everyone, Cynthia here. Yes, I actually scrapped something. I know. My last video that I made was about the album fiasco that I had, and I'm so thankful for you guys who have been asking me where some of my pages are, and that has really kept me motivated as well. So I thank you for that. You're keeping me accountable, which was my idea when I actually started publishing this whole thing in the first place. So I actually got to scrap this weekend. And so before you is just, again, it's just one layout. I'm actually working on another one as well. But it's one layout that I got done. And so let me just kind of tell you what you have there in front of you. It's a layout that I made my son's, let me see, was it not quite 2 years ago? So it's kind of exciting to see that I'm actually at this place now where it's not like I'm back in 2009, but I'm actually looking here at, 2012. So that's pretty exciting. As I've been sitting here just rambling, I was looking for the page map. So let me just tell you, or let me just show you the page map. It's in this book. I think maybe last year I even showed you guys that this is a book that I use for inspiration that I got, I don't know, a couple of years ago. It has a lot of really great layouts in it. And this, I know it doesn't look anything like it, but this was my springboard. Okay. That's the springboard. And actually that is, according to this, that's a digital layout. So that's my springboard, right? And apparently, according to this book, this is the page map. There, that top one. Okay? And so with that, I wound up with this. Okay? So I don't really have per se a page map to share with you because I don't know, this is in print. So I'd have to copy it and upload it, and I don't know that I'll actually have time for that. But if you actually want to make this page, it's a pretty simple page map. And this is how this lady did it. Her title is here. Some pictures that progress, like they progressively get smaller. A circular behind there. And then she does have 1, 2, 3 little elements, and that's pretty much it. She did use a punch here at the bottom, and I used a different punch. So that's a pretty simple page map, if you ask me. But let me tell you what happened. Okay. So I'm really starting to get antsy to use all of this product that I have here. I really love using, textile. I love using texturizing. I love using all of the, glossy accents and the glimmer mists and the, just all of those things that have a bit of a touch of an artistic side to them. And I haven't really used them a lot this past year because, I'm trying to get the pages done. So I haven't been adding a lot of that kind of stuff. Well, I love stamping on my pages. It's one of my very favorite things to do. I think you get a lot of bang for your buck. And so I was feeling a little antsy. I had done the layout. The pictures that I took of my son are really fantastic. He was a fiend. And here's what's kind of funny. He has no idea what a fiend is. So when I brought him to the store, he was going to a party and we picked it out. He had no idea what a fiend is. I don't even know that he still knows what a fiend is, but he did know about the Shakespearean story. So anyway, so I had started with just, I had cut this out. I had punched out the border, the bottom border. I had gotten that done. I had picked this and picked this, with the ever so famous Martha Stewart gooey, I use it for icicles and that kind of stuff. It's a fantastic punch that I know is a very popular punch. Well, so I had done all of that, and then I love this, it's just fabric that I got, my daughter got when she did her scrapbook album, which is actually on my YouTube channel. And I love this. It's just a very sheer fabric. And so I put that on there, and I liked the way it looked. It kind of gave it a, you know, an eerie little bit of a feeling. This is an overlay, and I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but if maybe you can see the bird's eyes there. So that's actually on top of it. It's just a subtle little thing. This is actually little bats in the fabric. All right. And then this is just like a little overlay, that type of thing, right? Another overlay. And if I remember correctly, these are recollections. And I wanted my visual triangle for this color. And so I put a little bit of stickles on it after it was already glued down. Okay, well, let me tell you what happened. So I was almost done with the page. I was literally like 90% done with the page, and I actually was at the point where everything had been glued down. And I knew that I was going to do this tree. It's a Tim Holtz Ranger's tree in one of his collections, right? So I like it because it's kind of like a funky looking tree, and it's really actually just a branch. And then I stamped portions of it to make it look like it came out, right? All right, great, right? All very good. And then I found these little bats, and so I started stamping bats everywhere, you know. And these guys right here that you see lifted up, these are actually bats that I cut out with my, I got a scan and cut. Yeah, more on that later. That thing is unbelievable. I still love my Cricut, I gotta be honest with you. I personally don't see myself replacing my Cricut, but that scan and cut can do things, oh my goodness, amazing. Well, here's the thing. So I wasn't, everything else was done. I wasn't quite at the point where I was gluing down the bats yet. I was just still stamping. And I'm stamping, and all of a sudden, this happened to me. So this is like at least the 4th or 5th time now this has happened to me, and it's my own stupidity. I'm stamping, and I have the ink pad in one hand and this in the other hand, and the ink pad fell out and literally fell on my picture. Okay, so it fell here, and actually, I bet you anything, I mean, you can even see a portion of it here, underneath here. Can you see that? Underneath there. It spans, you can see a little bit of it up here. I had to hunt. I had no intention of putting that journaling block there. I actually had plans on putting something here, and I actually had plans on a title up here. Really, I had a great plan for a title, and as it turns out, I don't have one, because I had to use that space to cover up, or I had to start the whole thing all over again, and that was just not acceptable to me. So I wound up finding this journal block thing in my stash, and it covered up pretty well. I mean, literally the ink goes all the way down here. Thank God it didn't fall right on the picture, or I would have been screwed. So that's why that's there, and that's why in here, whoops, sorry, so sorry. I walked right into it. Oh my gosh, I'm a klutz. That's why in here, in this right here, you'll notice they use just a bigger picture, but no space here for that. Well, I had to put that there. So that's pretty much the layout. Really, in a nutshell. I just stamped this over here, made these bats look like they were, you know, flying off the page. And I love to do that. I love to, even though when you open it up in the album, there's definitely that break there. I love to just continue it over just a tiny little bit into the other side so that the eye will naturally travel there. When you're looking at the picture, when you're looking at the layout, it's very clear that this is the focal picture. But then the idea is if your eye is going to go to your focal picture first, then you're going to start looking left to right. And so, you know, your eye will travel this way. Well, if I stop, and I see a lot of people do this, if I stop on my page right there, yes, it would have been fine, but it makes it look like, you know, is it two separate layouts? And I really want it to flow. And so these are some things that you can do to, you know, give your layout some continuity. Another thing that you can do is when you're using your ounce color, okay, remember I chatted with you guys about that before, when you're using your ounce color. My ounce color actually came, well, here's the thing. This color, this burgundy-ish color, is a great complement to these colors. All right, it is. But as it should happen to turn out, I happened to have been wearing that color that day. Didn't plan it that day, but that's actually my shirt. And so I actually chose a color the closest to that shirt, and it didn't clash at all. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, when you're trying to add some continuity to the page, and you're trying to kind of keep the two pages like a visual triangle, if you use your pop color just subtly, remember it's an ounce of color, in 3 places, you can create a visual triangle. So my pop color is this burgundy, and I used the burgundy at the bottom, and I put just a tiny little bit of stickles on it, okay? A tiny little bit up there with a little bit of stickles there, and then of course here on the clock, okay? And that's the layout that I have for you today. I am actually working on another one as we speak. I'm hoping to get to it somewhat today. I'll actually show you a little bit of what it is I'm doing. This is going to blow your mind when you see this picture of my son. You know, sometimes we take pictures and it's just really crappy pictures. Take a look at this picture of my son. This was his Halloween costume this year. Is that not spectacular? And I happen to have gotten a really great shot of him. So this is what I'm working on right now, and I have some ideas of how it's going to look. But I think, I'm not sure yet, I think my larger picture is actually going to go on that side. And then I have this. I have some other additional pictures of him. You know, I mean, really fantastic. Yeah, is he a swooner or what? The girls went nuts for him. Here's what's even better. He's a really sweet young man. And so I have these pictures as well. And then I plan on using these, which I had shared with you guys, that I got from Paper Wizard at the Scrapbook Convention last year. And I've shown you their products before. So I'm going to somehow incorporate that. I love the way that that looks. You know, that silver looks fantastic with these pictures. So that's what I'm working on right now. Haven't chosen a page map. Don't know that I actually will. Not too sure that I will. But nevertheless, the picture is a POW picture, and love this too. So thinking somehow maybe I can incorporate that. And then I chose this because I'm thinking I'm going to make some sort of a map somewhere. Again, these are just things that are kind of floating around in my mind. And hopefully I can kind of get some of it done today. So there you have it. I was going to wait until I did the second page, but you guys have actually been asking where I've been. So I thank you for that. And so be on the lookout for another page coming up soon. And also, immediately following this video, I'm going to be showing you a couple of things that I've done in my scrap room, but that will actually be in a separate video, so I can actually put it in my collection of scrap room videos. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. God bless. Take care.